Good morning and welcome. My name is Sussex Sandra and welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new to my channel, hello and welcome. My name is Sandra. My channel is called Sussex Sandra, and today I am bringing a foundation first impression. The brand I'm talking about today and the foundation I'm talking about is the new one from L'Oreal. It's called, let me get this right because some of these foundations have very long names. It's called the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation Weightless Feel Fresh Wear Liquid Foundation. You see what I mean about long titles. Right, so this foundation, in the UK, it's available in 26 shades. In America, it's available in 30 shades. And what I've noticed is that the shades that are missing in the UK are the majority of the deep skin shades. So that kind of says it already, doesn't it? Because again, I've looked at other reviews from sort of American YouTubers who have tried this foundation, and they've got shades that we just have not got over here. So there's at least 2 or 3 shades that we just haven't got, and it's like they've kind of left us out. Let me tell you the details about this foundation. I'm looking at the L'Oreal Paris.co.uk website and looking at their description of the product, so let's bring that up. So it says, want your foundation to last as long as you? Meet new L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-hour foundation. This is it, by the way. Fresh wear foundation for a full coverage, no compromise base for the ultimate resistance with a new standard in long wear coverage. It's transfer proof, life proof, party proof, and waterproof, so you get more from your makeup. Now what I'll be testing out today is the transfer proof and the life proof. No partying for me today, just straight old boring work. Waterproof, I will test it out because I do tend to sweat. That sounds awful, but I inspect kitchens, business kitchens, food restaurants, takeaways, all that sort of thing, and the kitchens can be very hot. I tend to go into the kitchens during the busy period, so sort of like lunchtime service or evening service. Today will be lunchtime services, and I'll be doing at least 2 kitchens today, and they can be very hot and very sweaty. For me, I'm a woman of a certain age and I am a little bit overweight, so yeah, I tend to get very hot very quickly. Alright, so with this fresh wear foundation, long wear no longer means thick and heavy coverage. The innovative oxygen technology gives a lightweight feel, whilst the ultra stretchable formula, honestly the way they describe these things, anyway, whilst the ultra stretchable formula ensures full coverage application, so a little goes a long way. Life doesn't compromise, so now your makeup doesn't either. For unstoppable resistance in unstoppable situations for unstoppable women. They're just assuming that women wear makeup, because I know men do too. So the main points here: transfer proof, life proof, party proof and waterproof. Long wear formula, lasts up to 24 hours. Who wears a foundation for 24 hours? No compromise, full coverage base, ultra stretchable gel formula. Okay, so let's do that. Now the foundation in the UK, it does vary in cost. It's actually a very affordable foundation, so that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to bring this to you today. Because foundation first impressions I'm doing sort of at the moment, I'm trying to find more affordable ones that we can easily find in the high street drugstores. So this foundation is available sort of nearly everywhere: Boots, Superdrug, your normal places. You can get it online, look fantastic, feel unique. Loads of places you can buy this from. I bought it from Look Fantastic and it cost £7.69. I believe that Boots and Superdrug sell this for £10. I think it's £10.99 they sell it for, but they do the thing where if you buy 3 products from the L'Oreal brand, you get 3 products for the price of 2, so you kind of get your discount there. But yeah, I bought it from Look Fantastic and I used my Glossy Box credits, and I get the Glossy Box credits from just filling out the surveys, or if anybody has joined up Glossy Box or Look Fantastic using my referral codes. So, definitely, if you do get Glossy Box, fill in those surveys, because you can get anything from 25p to 75 pence per survey, and it quickly builds up. So I literally, I think I could use £8 and that covered this, so I didn't actually pay for this. So this is actually a freebie for me, and that's why I got it, because it's, as I said, it's not a brand I would normally pick up. So the shade I got in this was, what was the shade I got? Deep Amber. Yeah, I got shaded Deep Amber. That's how it looks. Looks a little bit sort of red, but I think I could probably get away with that. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do what I normally do before I put a foundation on. I'm going to double prime my skin and then we'll go from there. Alright, and what I'll do one side of my face with a sponge and one side of my face with a brush. So let's do the double priming first. If you're wondering why I do double priming, again, for those of you who are new to my channel, I have got very, very oily skin. Even though I am a slightly older woman, I'm 50 years old, I just have really, really oily skin. The advantages are is that I don't have any wrinkles, which is great, but the disadvantages are oily skin, having to blot all the time, and I tend to suffer from hyperpigmentation as well. So I don't often get spots or anything like that, so I don't get acne. But saying that though, I've got a pimple just here, but it's starting to dry, so it's not too bad. I don't know where that's come from, so I'm not sure if it's one of the products I've been trying out recently. But anyway, let's get on with priming my skin. So what I normally do, I normally use a normal primer and I apply that all over my face. And the one I'm using is the Fenty Beauty Pro Instant Retouch primer. I like this one because it's like a primer and a slightly mattifying primer on me. So I put that all over. And then I use my Holy Grail primer, which is my Becca Evermatte Poreless primer. And this primer, it just holds back my oils. It really is just the primer I use for everyday use. Not much left in the tube, but I still manage to get some out. And with this one, I tend to put this in just the key areas on my face. So my nose, not so much my forehead, but my nose and my upper cheeks, and just along my temples. And that is where I tend to get most oily. Yeah, you can see that it's like instantly mattifies. This is just the NYX multi-purpose brush. This is a great brush for foundation. I think they just call it a multi-purpose brush. It costs about £14.99, call it £15, and I got this from Look Fantastic as well. And it's just a great brush for applying foundation. I absolutely love it. So using that, so whilst I'm here, I might as well do the brush side first. So let's break the seal. There we go. Right, so it's a pump. This is glass and plastic. They're going to have to find new ways of producing these products now and reduce the amount of plastic, because really we've really got to think about our plastic use now. So yeah, so that's how much I've put on there. It's about a pump's worth there. Let's get my mirror, bring you in. There we go. Okay, let's go. Yeah, sorry about the lighting as per usual, my usual issues. So it's Friday morning, yay, weekend. It's really foggy down here on the south coast. I live just outside Brighton and it's very foggy. Okay, so this colour is not too bad actually, it's alright. So that initial pump is giving me, I would say a solid medium coverage. If you look at that side of my face compared to this side, which has got no foundation on, the colour is okay. I'm going to put a little bit more on. It's funny, my camera has just changed to automatically to night scene, so it's obviously not happy with the lighting in here. So I hope that kind of gives a better image for you on the screen. I prefer to film in natural daylight rather than use a ring light, because a ring light just distorts the colour a little bit, and I just haven't quite sorted out my lighting situation. Okay, I think that's enough. It does feel very light actually, it doesn't feel heavy at all, and I think this colour is actually better than the various shades I've tried in the L'Oreal Match Foundation. Every shade I tried in that, I think I tried from 8N to I think it was like 9C. I think I tried about 3 different shades in the L'Oreal Match foundations and none of them looked good on my skin at all. And that was the foundation they claimed will meet 97% of the population. Not on me, it didn't. Right, okay, so that's that side. It looks all right. Let's see if it dries down matte, or at least a comfortable natural matte finish. Okay, I'm going to use a sponge now, so I'm just going to use a beauty blender, and that's one pump. They say little goes a long way, so one pump hopefully should be enough. Let's see what we get. Oh, my camera is really struggling with the lighting at the moment. It's now saying low light, so that's not good. I'm hoping it goes back to what it was before. Apologies if the lighting really jumps around on your screen when you're watching it. Okay, so that's with the sponge. Must admit, I think I prefer the sponge coverage. I've noticed recently that I am preferring sponge coverage more than the brush coverage, and I was very much more a brush person before. Oh, this lighting's awful. Oh dear. Let's see if I can change it a little bit. Okay, so that's how it's looking at the moment. I'm going to put a little bit more on that side just so I can get the same sort of coverage on this side so they match up. Okay, there we go. That's it. That's how it's looking. I think I definitely prefer the sponge side, but it does feel very comfortable. It looks like it might dry down to a natural matte finish. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to finish the rest of my face and I'll come back to you. Let me give you the time of application because I noticed I forgot to do that last time. Okay, so there we go. So it's saying just about coming up to 1/4 past. So let's say it was about 9:10 when I first applied the foundation. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'll be wearing the foundation today for, I would say, at least 7-8 hours. I'll try and come back when it's still not too dark, so I might get some natural light, but let's cross fingers and hope for that. The weather is just not great today, so I think whatever I do, I'm going to be in pretty poor lighting, so I really apologise for that. It's not ideal. I need to sort out the lighting situation. Right, all right, see you in a bit. I'm just going to finish the rest of my makeup. Okay, hi. So it's about 4.5 hours in since I first applied the foundation. It's just coming up to 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm out about to get some lunch, but the foundation is looking all right at the moment. No need for me to blot seriously yet, but if I really wanted to, I could blot around my nose. But it is actually looking all right. I know the lighting isn't so great at the moment. Let me see if I can give you a better angle of how it's looking. Yeah, so there we are at the moment. So I will see you probably in about 3 or 4 hours time, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this foundation from L'Oreal. See you in a bit. Hi, good evening and welcome. I'm back and it's been a rather long day at work, even if I say so myself. I've literally just got back. I had to pop into the fish and chip shop to just to get dinner for everybody, because there was no way I was going to be cooking when I got home this evening. So I just got a whole load of fish and chips for everybody, and I'm a little bit hot and sweaty, as you can see. Right, so I'm here to give my final thoughts of the foundation I was testing today, which was the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear, Long Wear, whatever foundation. And I was wearing it in the shade Deep Amber. Okay, so the time now is, let's get the clock cap up. So that's the time now. It's coming up to 6:15. So how long have I been wearing it for? It's about 9 hours, isn't it? Yeah, it's coming up to about 9 hours I've been wearing the foundation. So let's give my final thoughts on the foundation. Now, the claims they made about it, let's have a quick look, that it was transfer proof, life proof, party proof, I don't know what the party proof is, but life proof, party proof and waterproof. They say that it's a long wear formula, and they say it gives full coverage as well. So there's a few things they say about the foundation. I think I've given it a pretty good test today, because again, I have got very oily skin, so I can test to see if it's going to be long wear or not. Any foundation that claims that it's long wear, I don't expect it to melt and separate, even though I am oily, and I don't expect it to fade either as well. So let's see. When I do my foundation reviews, I use a system called TOPS, which is a little system that I created, and the TOP stands for The T stands for transfer, the O stands for oil control, the first P stands for performance, so whether the foundation melts, fades, separates and everything else. The second P stands for the price, and the S stands for the shade selection available. So I'm going to go through all of those. When I do the transfer and oil, I tend to do those together, and I use blotting sheets. So I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer so we can see what's going on here. My face looks even more oily than it actually is, because I am using the ring lights, and you know it's evening, so the light does bounce off my oils on my face, because I will get oils on my face whatever happens. So let's use the blotting sheets. So with blotting sheets, any foundation that uses what, say 1 or 2 blotting sheets for me, that's good. They be decent foundations. Anything more than two blotting sheets, then I kind of give it the side eye. It's not so great for my oily skin. I need to do a little disclaimer here. At lunchtime today roughly, so we're talking about 1:30, 1:45, I did blot around my nose area because I was just going in to have a little quick meeting. It wasn't a long meeting, but you know, I didn't want to go in with an oily nose, because I want them to listen to what I'm saying rather than looking at my oily face. You know what I'm saying? So I did have to blot. I just used one sheet and I did blot around my face. So I need to consider that when I do my blotting sheets. So let's do the blotting now. So here's sheet 1. As you can see, it's clean. Okay. Okay, so that's sheet 1, so we've got oil and foundation on there, and that's pretty clear, isn't it? Right, sheet 2. Just to let you know, I did use a translucent powder to set my face. I do tend to do that. I use my damp sponge in the morning and I press the translucent powder in, and it was a clear one. It wasn't a coloured, a brown translucent powder. It was one of those white ones that are actually clear when it goes into your face. So when I do my blotting, it is purely foundation that I am taking off. So that's sheet 2. Is that enough, would you say? I'd say that's enough. I don't really need to go into a sheet 3, do I? So that's not bad. I did have to blot at lunchtime. So my thoughts on the transfer. The foundation does transfer. I was wearing my white coat again today, and I did get transfer from my jawline onto the clothing. And I was also wearing my earplugs, and you know you get the sort of volume control on the earplugs, which is white. Yeah, that had foundation on it as well. I've never had that before, so that's actually quite a lot of foundation transfer, if you ask me. So I think for transfer, if you've got oily skin, I don't think it's that good. So I'm actually going to give it below average. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 because I don't think it was that great. For oil control, it didn't really hold back my oils. It was doing all right. It's a really cold day here in England right now. It's not as cold as it was yesterday. I mean, yesterday was darn cold, but in comparison to yesterday, it was about, what, 7 degrees today down here. But it was still a fairly cold day, but I still got quite oily fairly quickly. Oil started to show through about 3.5 hours in. I did my little film at lunchtime, which you saw, and you could see that when that film you saw was before I blotted. So you could see there was a little bit of oil starting to come through around this area here, my sort of main areas here. So, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So I think for oil control, it wasn't that bad actually, considering that it's not a foundation that claims to be mattifying and oil controlling. I actually don't think it's that bad. So I'm actually going to give it 7.5. I'll be generous. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because I don't actually think it was that bad, and it has been 9 hours I've been wearing it for, and I've been very active, so that's not too bad. For performance, I'm looking at how the foundation applied on my face. Was it easy to apply? Did it blend out easily? Did it do any weird things, like sort of, you know, when I put a second layer on, did any of it come off again? Did it peel? Did it do anything strange and funky? Did it melt at all during the day? Did it fade? Did it separate? It didn't do any of that. I'm just going to get my mirror out because I forgot to bring a mirror downstairs with me. I thought I always kept a mirror down here. I'm just going to use my phone, my phone camera. I can't be the only person who uses my phone as a mirror. Let's do that. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so looking at my face on the phone, a little bit of fading up here, but that was really where the cap was. Around the side of perimeter of my face is usually where it really can tell if it's fading a lot. It's not too bad around there actually, I don't think. And again, around here, that's not bad either. Let me bring you in a bit more so you can see for yourself. I didn't put any concealer under my eyes today, so that darkness is just natural really. Around my mouth, I mean I did eat, a little bit of fading around here, but I think it's actually performed quite well, this foundation. So I think for performance this is not bad. Hasn't faded, hasn't melted, hasn't separated. It's kind of kept intact on my face. It applied very easily. A little bit of fading around my nose, but again not much. And I didn't wear my spectacles today. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. I'm actually going to give it a 9 out of 10 because I don't think the performance is that bad considering. Price, let's close this down. The price, well, I only paid £7.69 for it. Boots and Superdrug are selling it for £10.99, but they're doing a 3 for 2 offer on the L'Oreal brand products. I bought it from Look Fantastic and it was £7.69, and I think that's extremely affordable. That's got to be one of the cheapest foundations I've bought in a long while. So I think for price, really affordable. I'm giving that a 10 out of 10 because that's pretty good. And finally, the shade selection. There is actually 30 shades available, but we've only got 26 in the UK. When I say only, it's 26. That's still a decent amount for a drugstore foundation. But when it comes to drugstore foundations, NYX did kind of change the game a little bit with their Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, where they had what, 45 shades in that. The shades that have suffered in the UK are the deep skin tones, because we've got less of the deep skin tones, because there are more available. They just decided that us people over here, us black people over here, we don't wear makeup for some strange reason. Their loss, honestly, their loss. I mean, we spend big. Us black girls, we spend big when it comes to beauty products. So if they don't want our money, they just won't get it, will they? But price £7, but shade selection as it is, I think for your fair and your mediums, going on to the light Asian skin tones, I think you're kind of covered pretty well there. So I think for shade selection for a drugstore foundation, I don't think it's too bad at all. So I'm actually going to give it an 8 out of 10. I would have given it higher if we had the full 30 shades, because those 4 missing shades are, I think it's 3 out of the 4 we're missing, and I think one of the shades is actually in the lighter skin tones, but 3 out of the 4 belongs to my group of people. So if they'd given us the full 30, I would be giving it a good 9.5, 10 out of 10. But overall, I think this foundation is actually really good, very affordable. It's long wearing, considering I'm a very oily skinned girl, as you can see for yourself. It applies easily, it feels very comfortable, really comfortable. You can build up to a full coverage if you want. And I forgot to say, the other thing about it, it didn't oxidize. The shade did not change on me at all. It actually stayed true to the color I applied on my face. I was a bit concerned that the foundation would be quite red toned when I applied it this morning, but it blended out nicely and kind of fitted in with my skin colouring, and even now it still looks okay. Yes, it's all faded and looking a bit grubby, but it has lasted pretty well and it hasn't oxidized at all. So yeah, I think this is a pretty decent foundation for all skin types. So that's for dry, for normal, for combination, and for oily. If you're oily, you know what you need to do. You do need to do your mattifying hacks as well. But if you're dry skinned, I think you'll be all right with this. You just put on your normal primers, your normal hydrating oils and moisturizers and whatever. I think you'll be all right with it. So this is a good all-around foundation for everybody. So L'Oreal, finally you've got a foundation that I can actually wear. So not bad at all. Right, tell me what you think about this. Is this a foundation that you'd consider buying? Considering the price as well, £7.69, that's pretty good. It's pretty good indeed. So I would say if you can afford it, see if you can go and get yourself skin matched in Boots or Superdrug, and off you go and try this foundation out. It's not a bad one to try, it really isn't. I have got the mini Tilly bag giveaway going, and that closes on the 30th of January. And if you want to know the details for that giveaway, all you've got to do is go to the QVC Tilly box video, which I did beginning of this month, beginning of January. Go to that. So that, and all you got to do for any giveaways I do, just make sure you're subscribed to my channel. yeah, and I can see that you're subscribed to my channel. Right, that's it, I'm gone. I'm gonna go and get my fish and chips now. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great weekend. Right, we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.